welcome to my Twitch stream, which is not actually on Twitch, it's on YouTube, and it's not actually a stream because I'm not actually playing this. Some other nice people on the internet can play the game much faster than I can, so this is them playing, but it's all owned by Nintendo, so let's play Metroid. To give you some brief background, Metroid was originally created as a platform gamer in 1986 by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment Systems, believe it or not. It's also the NES for short. In the year 2000 CC, or Cosmic Calendar, because we're space-time now, we don't believe in BCAD garbage BS. The Galactic Federation is formed in order to create a more peaceful universe. But then space pirates come and we gotta fight them, so yeah, we need police, but police actually aren't good at their jobs. And so now we need space hunters. But oh no, it's an indeterminate amount of time later and the space pirates have gotten their hands on Metroids? Huh? Yeah, that's right. Dear viewer, we are here to fight the Metroid. The game is called Metroid. You would assume that you were playing Metroid, but much as in Zelda, what if Zelda were a girl? Anyway, so let's play. So we're gonna send a single bounty hunter to the home planet of the space pirates. The planet is called Zebes. That's Zebes or Zebs? Zebes? Anyway, no, there's nobody talking in these games, so who's to say how it's pronounced? Anyway, but we're gonna fight the Mother Brain, who is the leader of the space pirates. Also, conveniently, the entire planet is a maze, which serves the platform gamer pretty well. So, Samus goes through the maze and then collects all these weapons and blah blah blah, and then oh, I forgot to mention, you're playing Samus. Samus is the playable character. So yes, so anyway, Samus collects all the weapons, the armor, blah blah, and then kills Kraid, then Ridley, then Mother Brain, and then commits genocide. Kills all of the Metroids, every single one of them. There's no more. Except actually they come back later in different games as like petty monsters that you just shoot like tons of them, and you even get a friend at some point that like attaches themselves to Samus, so yay. If I were a Metroid, I too would befriend the perpetrator of my race's genocide. Anyways, this is more shenanigans throughout the series, but yeah, you shoot, you get spacesuit, you fight the big bad. And also, for very special gamers, if you finish the game in under a certain amount of time, you get bonus endings. Yay! So, let's go into gender. So first and foremost, obviously we all know that video games are owned and dominated and can only be played by males, duh, and it also falls into the sci-fi genre, which is also heavily male. And Samus Aran, the hero of our story, was named after a Brazilian football player, or soccer if you are American, or I don't know where else says soccer. But anyway, it was named after a football player, Edson Arantes, or Pele for those of you who know more about soccer than I do. And the last name Arantes is also Samus Aran's last name, so they share that. So already we're pretty onto the this is a male kind of a thing. But in the reading Doing Gender by Weston Zimmerman, it says, gender, in contrast, is the activity of managing situated conduct in light of normative conceptions of attitudes and activities appropriate for one sex category. Gender activities emerge, form, and bolster claims to membership in a sex category. So let's see how Samus Aran fits into gender categories. So first, like I said, this is sci-fi. Pretty male thing. We all know, like Star Wars and other sci-fi things. Space, just all mans. Also the whole bounty hunter, warrior, gun shooting thing, pretty masculine. What could be more manly? Nothing. Samus also canonically does not like taking orders, which is something that men are known to doing. They like to take control, take charge. And honestly, also look at that arm strength. Like, I could not hang on to the ceiling that long. Like, I know, like, the suit is like, morphed onto Samus's body and everything, but, like, it's still pretty impressive. Like, that's a really long time to be hanging onto the ceiling. Anyway, Samus also exhibits some very masculine traits, like having some bulky, broad shoulders, and also is fairly aggressive. And if we want to go down in Bassal's reading, there's a whole list of things that Samus fits into. So the very first one is aggressive, independent. We all know that sending a single bounty hunter onto an entire planet to defeat everyone was a wise idea, but you know, strong, independent. Not at all emotional. Samus doesn't actually talk a whole lot, especially in the first game, but later on, like, there's more dialogue, but it's never really emotional. Almost always hides emotions, very objective. Samus famously also sacrifices, tries to sacrifice their life in one of the games, but is ultimately thwarted by the fact that the AI is like, no, don't sacrifice yourself, because you gotta keep saving the planets, and then you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So anyway, not at all easily influenced, very dominant, likes math and science, sci-fi, science? Not at all excitable in any minor crisis or major crisis. Like, the whole universe is like blowing up, like pretty major. Very active, very competitive, logical, yes. Direct, knows the ways of the world or the universe, any world really. Feelings not easily hurt, but honestly probably not even physically hurt. Like, there's like the whole body armor suit there. It's not. Anyway, very adventurous, makes lots of decisions easily. I guess that one's more dependent on the player. Yes, and acting as a leader, self-confident, ambitious, yes. Able to separate feelings from ideas. Yeah, there's that same line of, like, Samus choosing to sacrifice life. Not at all dependent, not conceited about appearance. I mean, not under that helmet. And yeah, yep. Talks freely about sex. You know, we don't really talk about sex. It's a video game. It's for children! So yes, as you can see, Samus fits so well into this masculine stereotype. It's actually pretty scary how many of those Samus actually fit into. I'm a little concerned. Also, I forgot to mention that Samus is a girl. But you can't have a girl bounty hunter space hero protagonist. This is 1986. This was girls. That's politics getting into my video games on my NES. But suits, a space suit, spoots are for men. Spaceships also only boys, because only boys like Star Wars. Maybe all these things are just made up, and how we interpret them on a man or a woman, maybe because we thought Samus was a boy, that we just applied all these things to make her more manly, and really this whole gender thing was made up. Oh, I feel so enlightened, like a door's been opened and I can finally move on from this flesh prison that has consumed us all. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I hope that this opened your eyes as well as it's opened mine to what we can really... Hold on. Samus does play into her sex category. In doing gender, it says, the application of membership categories relies on an if-can test in every interaction. This test stipulates that if people can be seen as members of relevant categories, then categorize them that way, similar to how we categorize Samus into a male category. That is, use the category that seems appropriate, except in the presence of a discrepant information or obvious features that would rule out its use. by the whole Easter egg thing of you finished the game in time, it got revealed unto you that Samus was actually a woman, but by doing so, presented that discrepant information that Samus was in fact not man. So suddenly everything goes out the window, and you can see how Samus the whole time was a woman. Like, the shape, the way that she talks, the way that she also has the AI is named Adam and is a male, and later on in the franchise calls her lady, like, and then, not to mention that every single time she takes off her suit, she's wearing a bikini, because sexy woman always must be in video game. The problem presents itself that we spent this whole time talking about how Samus is presented as a male, but she still fits into the sex categories. She still very much presents as female, and while our expectations were thwarted, they actually weren't. They led you to believe that they're playing a man. Not to mention, in later games, Samus actually has her waist thinned down and is more prominent even within the spacesuit that she is a female. Even in the Super Smash Bros. Franchise, Zero Suit Samus comes in and is wearing a skin-tight suit, and it's very, very, very obvious that she's a girl. In Ridgeway's Framed by Gender, the paragraph states, whatever their origin, however, once general status belief favoring men become established in a society's culture, they root male advantage in membership in sex category itself, rather than in some physical or material advantage. As a result, diffuse gender status beliefs like this advantage men even over their female peers who are just as materially rich as them, just as strong as them, and not lactating mothers. Because such gender status beliefs root inequality in group membership, they constitute gender as a distinct organizing principle of inequality that is not fully reducible to other differences in power, material resources, or even sex-linked physical characteristics such as physical size or motherhood status. We can see this pretty clearly as Samus is, like I said, that arm strength, real good. Even if she wasn't strong, she has this whole spacesuit that gives her enough powers to be as strong as they believe men should be, and yet it's all for naught. She is seen as another female unless you think she's a man. So maybe in the end it wasn't such a good idea to reveal her as a female, or it was. Maybe the real problem was the patriarchy we made along the way. Thanks for watching.